What's going on, people? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown here, man. Thought I'd jump on live and quickly give my thoughts on this. It's not really breaking news. It really broke about 4 or 5 hours ago. However, I've been at work all day and I've seen the news come in. So many people have been messaging my phone, asking my opinion about it. Is this really going to happen? Finally, AJ and Tyson Fury. Well, we've moved a step closer. We've moved a step closer today. It was confirmed by Anthony Johnson. Unless you've been living under a rock, let me just give you guys a brief walkthrough as to the events that's taken place today. Um, Earlier on today, 258 management have confirmed that they've accepted Tyson Fury's terms for a fight. Now, Tyson Fury's terms, what we all know is that it was due to take place either in December the 3rd or November the 26th, either at Wembley Stadium or the Cardiff Principality Stadium. There was a rematch clause in that particular offer that Tyson Fury gave AJ. That was for him to take the 50-50 in the rematch and 60-40 purse split in favor of Fury for the first fight. So, originally we didn't know where we were going with this. It was all up in the air. However, what we've learned today is that AJ and his team have accepted it. That is pretty much what I've gathered. Since then, I think Frank Warren replied to a tweet on Michael Benson's account saying that the contracts will be with 258 management shortly. So look, it all looks good, right? It all looks like, yeah, we're good to go. Why do I still have, why am I still pessimistic about this? Why am I still unsure if this is going to happen or not, man? I mean, we've seen all the drama unfold previously when these two camps have gone to negotiations. And as much as I think we may see it, there's every bit of doubt in me that it might not happen as well. So I thought, let me just jump on quickly, gather your opinion, see what you guys think about it. Is this going to happen or not? Currently, literally just finishing work now. I just thought, let me just jump on and gather the mood amongst everybody. The people that I've spoken to so far that have been messaging me, they're kind of pessimistic on it. They're thinking to themselves, will Fury and his team throw another spanner in the works? Let's see. All looks positive at the moment. But what we do need to remember is that there are still some hurdles to clear. Although a major hurdle has been cleared in terms of the finances, we still got this issue with regards to the broadcaster. What we heard previously was that, it could be a joint thing between BT and DAZN. Nothing confirmed on that yet. That still needs to be sorted out. But a big hurdle has been cleared with regards to, the splits, the rematch clause, and the date, because they were huge. There were huge hurdles there, and that's now been cleared. So really, what we got to look at now is the broadcaster situation, whether it's going to be screened on BT or DAZN or both, or the fact that there is a World Cup is going to be right in the middle of the World Cup. Will that affect, the promo and everything else? That's something we've got to consider. Big up my man, Ian Hamilton, in the building. He says here, good evening, pal. Where I am at with this, boy, I want this, but until I see Fury's signature is on that contract, anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. And you're right. Until we see... I'll take it a step further, Ian. Until we see them walk into the ring, then I'll really be convinced that this is happening, man. That's how much BS we've had to put up with all of this open negotiations between, particularly the Fury camp, the Fury and Warren camp. All of these open negotiations that we're seeing and it being led to nowhere. To be fair, Eddie Hearn was very open on it last time as well. Letting us all know it'd be one more week and all that, and then literally it didn't happen. So where I'm at with it is, look, it's positive news, but in terms of me being convinced that this is going to happen, I'm not sure. I have my doubts with regards to Fury and his team, whether they might throw another spanner in the works. I'm not sure, but what I will say is that Fury has in the past surprised me in terms of making fights that I didn't expect him to. You've only got to look at the first Deontay Wilder fight where nobody predicted that Fury would take that. He was very adamant that he wanted it at the time. Everybody thought he was crazy. I remember it. Everybody thought, even though it might seem like, doesn't seem that right now, but at the time, Fury was coming back off his comeback. I had 2 fights since then, didn't look very good. Was still losing the weight. Was still trying to shake off the ring rust. That first Deontay Wilder fight at the time was, nobody predicted Fury to take that. Everybody thought he was bluffing. They didn't think he was serious. He went on and did it. So maybe he is serious with this one this time round. AJ is coming off 2 losses. He is. So this could be the perfect time for Tyson Fury to call him out, considering that Usyk's not going to be available till next year. AJ is still the big money fight over here in the UK. His confidence is pretty much on the floor at this point. He had a little breakdown after the fight with Usyk. What a time to fight AJ. So listen, man, yeah, a strategic move by Fury nevertheless. So maybe he will take it, but to me, there's still a bit of skepticism there. And we'll wait and see what happens. I've got some more guys in the building. Big up Himanshu. He says here, big up guys. It's Laurie coming. He's not coming on this show today, bro, but we will be on tomorrow. This is literally just a quick live from me. I just thought, let me just jump on and give my thoughts on this whole situation. It is big news, although it's not confirmed yet. It is major news in terms of this fight drawing closer to happening. Ian Hamilton says here, let's keep an eye on Coppinger's Twitter as well. He's bound to be the first to this. Yeah, I'm sure he will be. I mean, on a scale of 100, you know, where are you guys at in terms of this fight happening? Do you think it will? I mean, what percentage are you at? Do you think that, I mean, are you 50%? You midway? Are you 60% that it doesn't happen? 40%? Like, you know, what do you guys think? For me, I'm going to say 40, 45%. I'm at 40, 45% in between there in terms of the fight happening because there's still some, you know, hurdles to clear. Like I said, with the whole broadcaster situation, the fact that it's on during the World Cup as well, the fact that we've had previous from both camps on this, you know, it gives every boxing fan a reason to be a bit pessimistic in terms of this fight happening or not. Big up Mohammed in the building. He says here, I believe AJ will have more success against Fury because Fury doesn't move as quick as Usyk. What's your thoughts? I'll come back to that. Himanshu says he's 55, 45, 55 that it doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm pretty much on that same boat. Going back to your question, Mohammed, here about Fury. Listen, stars make fights at the end of the day. And, you know, we're breaking down this fight already. I'm sure we've broken this fight down hundreds of times. But, of course, quite a bit has happened since, you know, the last time we've broken it down. AJ obviously suffering 2 losses, Fury defeating Wilder again. But, yeah, this particular fight, stars make fights, completely different from the Usyk fight. Do you know what I mean? Fury, sorry, he's a lot bigger. As we know, there's more of a target there for AJ to hit. I think he's always fancied his chances against Fury. Fury is a very awkward, very good, very technically sound. You know, he uses his weight effectively. He's, you know, looks like a nightmare to fight in the ring when he's on game. You know, he can use the jab, he can switch hit. He has power in his hands as well. He will rightly go into this fight as the heavy favorite over AJ, especially if you're looking at form. However, these two have sparred before in the ring. I'm sure you guys all know that. Fury even admitted himself that AJ gave him a bit of pasting in sparring. However, that was how many years ago? Both fighters have evolved so much since then. But listen, the dimensions are different in terms of Fury, how big he is, you know, his punch resistance, the fact that, you know, how he punches as well, his style, totally different to Usyk. He's not going to be moving around as much as Usyk and creating those sort of angles where AJ is going to be struggling to hit him. Fury's going to be right there. But the thing is Fury is bigger than AJ. You know, he does hit hard. He can be slippery himself. But AJ will fancy his chances, man. I mean, Fury's been put down before. He got put down against Wilder. He got put down against Steve Cunningham. He's been put down a few times in his career. So AJ will feel if he can land on Fury, he may be able to do some damage there. And, you know, maybe he could. There are some people that I know that have always felt that AJ could beat Fury. Looking at it now, you'd think that they're crazy for saying that, but styles do make fights. I mean, we only have to go through the years in boxing where we've seen that. Look at Shane Mosley against Vernon Forrest. You know, Shane Mosley at the time was #1 pound for pound in the world, took on Vernon Forrest. Nobody gave him a chance, even though he had already beaten Shane Mosley in the amateurs. And Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley twice in the pros as well. So that's just one example. You know, we don't really know. But what I will say is that no matter what, I think no matter what situation AJ is in, this will still be a huge fight for us over here in the UK, man. It will do huge numbers, and I think that it will just be a fantastic showdown and a spectacle as well. AJ will have to be the B-side in this, but, you know, it's what we come to expect. Fury is the champ. He is the #1 in the division, and he will be the favorite. I would pick Fury to win it. I'm sure most people would, but don't get it twisted. There will be guys out there who feel AJ has a great chance. One of them being Laurie. And I'm sure Laurie will say that tomorrow on the stream. Look out for that when I get his thoughts and feedback. But AJ will have a chance. It's a totally different style, but you'd have to favor Fury for sure. Like Humanchu said, 55%, it doesn't happen. Ian Hamilton says, I'm between 80 to 90%. Oh, you're 80 to 90% that it does happen. Wow. Well, I hope you're right, Ian, man. I hope you're right. I just have my doubts, man, when it comes to, like I said, the Furies, Frank Warren, and I just have my doubts, man. I mean, we've seen this happen in the past. And look, Eddie Hearn and AJ in the past, when that fight didn't happen, they looked like that they were all in. It was Fury and his team that didn't let us know in the situation between him and Deontay Wilder and that arbitration, which was always going to be a factor in making that fight happen. They kept it away from everybody. And ultimately, you know, that ruled the day and Fury had to go and fight Wilder for a third time. So listen, I think now is the perfect time for Fury to take on AJ. As you've seen from the call out, you know, AJ's confidence is on the floor. He's had 2 losses to Usyk. Quick turnaround in terms of him going back in the ring. So, yeah, for Fury, it makes sense, you know, have this fight and then literally go for Undisputed next year. Undisputed would have been the priority. If Usyk was available this year, then that would have been the priority. But, you know, for us fans over here in England, it is the fight that, you know, many of us would want to see. Even now, with AJ coming off those 2 defeats, that is still going to be the biggest fight in the UK by a mile in comparison to anything else that's made over here. So, yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. It's big news. And I think what we got to wait for now is just in terms of whether Frank Warren will send out the contract to the team. He said today on Twitter that he would. We need Coogan and IFL to get an interview out very soon and get an update with regards to where we are in terms of the contract signing, whether Frank Warren and his team will go on TalkSport tomorrow or whether IFL get an interview. We just need to see where we are, because what date are we at now? 13th of September. If this is going to be the 3rd of December, you really think that this needs to get pushed quickly. So the whole broadcaster situation, how long is that going to take to get negotiations up and running? Do you know what I mean? There's still some hurdles to clear. So I do feel like there is more to be done. And I have a reason for my pessimism on this. But, you know, a few people that I've been speaking to that were pessimistic as well, they feel like now, this fight could happen. This fight could very well happen. Ian Hamilton says here, the reason I'm more positive is there isn't the Wilder factor. Usyk isn't fighting until next year, but then, hey, I just want the 5th and Taylor versus Catterall 2. So we'll see. Taylor and Catterall 2 looks like it's going to happen as well, of course. So, yeah, man. Let's see, man. I've already had a look, by the way, on hotels. Now, everybody has reserved hotels already for December the 3rd in Cardiff. I had a look on booking.com today. I thought, let me just see if I could reserve a hotel. Done. I'm not even sure if I'm 100% going, but literally, I just thought, let me have a look. And yeah, as usual, like the hotels are all booked up already. So the demand is there. That's how big the fight over here is in the UK. If you're from America or abroad or somewhere else, you're probably looking at it like, you know, what, like this fight ain't really anything now. Fury would destroy Joshua, so you'd think. But, you know, we'll see. We'll wait and see, man. But just my thoughts on it all, man. Don't forget to hit the like button, any of you guys in the chat. Share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will be doing a Canelo and Triple G stream. Himanshu, we're going to be doing that. We'll do a preview tomorrow, but I'll also do a separate stream dedicated specifically to that fight, which is, of course, taking place this weekend, the 3rd fight between Canelo and Triple G. Yeah, that came around fast, didn't it, that one, man? That literally crept out of nowhere. Big up Mr. P. He says here, it's a big fight for AJ, not so much for Fury. Well, I think it's a big fight for both of them, man. I think that, you know, Fury called out, he called for it. So he knows what this fight could do. In terms of, you know, who will give Fury the most amount of money right now in the UK specifically, well, it definitely would be AJ. Which other heavyweight could Fury get the same sort of numbers from other than potentially Usyk? Do you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Mr. P also says here, but Fury, if he turns up late, AJ is no joke. AJ, he's no joke, man. Even now, like he is coming off the 2 defeats, but it is against somebody as good as Alexander Usyk. Like we said, Fury is a different style altogether. He would be the favorite against AJ for sure. There's no doubt about that. But AJ will fancy his chances, man. There's more of a target to hit. Fury has been vulnerable at times. He was dropped in his last Was it his last fight? No, not against Dillian White, against Wilder. So yeah, we'll see, man. We will see. Big up Baby Assassin here. He says, hey guys, I'm kind of new to boxing and I wanted to ask, what does a lineal champion mean? Well, Fury is currently the heavyweight lineal champion. And the best way to describe it is basically the lineal champion is over the years, who's the man that's beaten the man. So there are loads of different belts in boxing right now. We've got the WBC, we've got the WBA, we've got the WBO, and all of those belts, right? But Fury is considered the lineal champion. So that means he beat the man that technically beat the man that beat the man. There is a break in that lineage because Lennox Lewis did retire. And then the next lineal champion after that was considered to be Vladimir Klitschko, who Fury then beat. So Fury beating the #1 ranked heavyweight at the time made him the lineal champion, and he hasn't lost since. So if, I don't know, Usyk now currently holds the other belts, right? He's not considered the lineal champion because he hasn't beaten the man that beat the man, so to speak. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense to you, but yeah, that's just my basic definition off the fly. Mr. P says, I've got Fury by 7th round KO, but AJ can crack. See, we've already got the predictions coming in already for this one, man. Let me just repeat what I said earlier. I'm still got my doubts. I'm still not 100% sure if this happens or not. I want it to happen as much as you guys, but you know, you almost feel like, is this too good to be true? And when you get that sort of situation in boxing where something feels like it's too good to be true, something always happens, right? I mean, we were in this situation last year, a couple of years ago, in terms of AJ and Tyson Fury getting it on. And it was even bigger at that point because, you know, that fight was for undisputed. But this will be just for the WBC belt. It feels a bit rushed in terms of the fact that it will be December the 3rd that they get it on. You know, we'll see, man. There's a lot more to come from this. But AJ has effectively called Fury's bluff. You know, he's accepted everything. He said, let's get it on. He's accepted that he's the B-side in this, you know, quite correctly because Fury is the champ. You know, he's agreed to everything. So now it's really down to Tyson Fury to, you know, confirm that this will happen. You know, the venue has already been booked. So now it's simply just, for me, the broadcaster situation and, you know, maybe the fact that it is during the World Cup. I mean, they would have known that already when they reserved that date. So that may not be as big a hurdle as, you know, one may anticipate. But yeah, I don't know. I think we need to see an interview, man, whether it's on IFL or whether it's somewhere, Talk Sport, wherever. We just need to see where we are with this. Because like I said, it was big news today that broke through. Sky reporting it, you know, Michael Benson, all the Twitter accounts reporting it. So we'll see. Let's get to some more comments here. Baby Assassin says, thanks for the explanation. I kind of get it now. No problem, bro. Mr. P says, I hope it happens. Himanshu says here, personally, I think Fury will smash AJ, and Fury looks kind of motivated right now and confident. Fury is a monster on his own. Yeah, we all listen. He is the #1 heavyweight in the world. Do you know what I mean? He is. So he would definitely be the favorite. He would be the guy that we're all expecting to win. However, upsets can happen. Do you know what I mean? Styles do make fights. AJ has always fancied it against Tyson Fury. He's always fancied it. I mean, you could see it. He was quick to be on that fight. I mean, he's always thought he could beat him. I'm not saying he will be able to, but, you know, when you have that level of confidence, you know, you just never know until they get in the ring. We could all see what many of us are expecting, and that's for Fury to win and maybe even dominate. But, you know, boxing is never that simple. It's never cut and dry like that. Do you know what I'm saying? There's always something that could, you know, throw a spanner in the works. So you never know. Francisco, big up my man Francisco in the chat. He says here, sorry I'm late, bro. I didn't know you were going live. Yeah, bro, I didn't know I was going live. I didn't know I was going live today. I've only gone live because obviously the news broke. I've been here working all day. I just thought, let me just jump on quickly. Laurie's not on this one. He'll be on the one tomorrow. So we will be doing another stream tomorrow. But yeah, this was literally just a last minute thing. Just thought I'd jump on and just give my opinion on it. Let me see what you've said here. So Francisco is explaining the definition of the term lineal. I'm sure he'd be able to explain it better than me. But Baby Assassin, if you have a look at that comment there, I'm sure that may be able to help. Mr. P says here, one thing to remember, Joshua didn't get dropped versus Usyk. Fury did many times versus Wilder. And I like Fury over AJ. And yeah, like we said, Fury has been dropped before, not just by Wilder. Do you know what I mean? He got dropped by Chris Cunningham, who was effectively a cruiserweight. Do you know what I mean? So he has been dropped before. He has been wobbled before. I'm sure it was Otto Wallin that had Fury in a bit of trouble at one point. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a very good fighter, as we know, but there are vulnerabilities there. Nobody's perfect. So if AJ is able to, what he would need to do, man, is, like we said with him previously, is he couldn't just stand off and allow Fury to do his thing. I mean, we saw Dylan White do that. I'm not saying that AJ needs to bull rush Tyson Fury, but he needs to show effective aggression. I'm sure many of us will agree on that. He can't stand off Fury and allow Fury to box his ears off, showboat, and then probably knock him out. I think AJ's got to kind of take the fight to him, work the body, really put power in those shots and try and take him out. Easier said than done, right? But he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to try and test that chin of Fury pretty early and, really try and get in the mix, man, not allow Fury to box him from the outside. But we'll see. Ian Hamilton says here, okay, I'm saying it, AJ will put Fury down at least twice. Wilder got to him, but he just couldn't follow it up. I could break it more down, but I need it announced first. Yeah, me too. I feel like we're acting like it's been announced today. It hasn't been announced today. All that's been confirmed is that AJ has confirmed Tyson Fury's terms for the fight, effectively clearing a big hurdle in making this happen. There is still more work to be done. So we'll see what happens there. This could go evil. I mean, this could, like Mr. P says here, this could not go the way how many folks think. Again, a lot of excitement with regards to how the fight is done, but I just want to see it announced, man. Get it official. You know what I mean? Get it official, and then we can really discuss, break it down how we feel that this fight will go by. But again, just a quick one on me for you guys that didn't already know, unless you've been living under a rock, just to confirm, Anthony Joshua's team have confirmed that they've accepted the terms to face Tyson Fury for December the 3rd. 258 management released a tweet and a statement out today saying that they've confirmed all the terms. They're now awaiting feedback from Tyson Fury and his team. And Frank Warren since has responded by saying that a contract will be sent over to them very shortly. So once that contract is sent over, I'm assuming that the broadcaster details will be in that particular contract. We may not know about it yet, but I'm sure that they would have had something lined up for that. So with that all in place, let's see where we are. Maybe we'll get an update over the next couple of days or so with regards to this fight happening or not. But positive news with regards to AJ and Tyson Fury, man. Just a quick one of me from that. We will be talking about this more tomorrow. So if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get updates as to when I go live. Myself and Laurie will break this down a bit more tomorrow. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. And we'll catch you guys on the next video, man. Big up to everyone. Enjoy your evening, man. Peace out.